This video provides tips for evaluating sources, whether they be books, journal articles, websites, or videos. When you search for information, you're going to find lots of it, especially for your top 10 list. But is it good information? The following is a list of questions to help you evaluate the information you find. Different criteria will be more or less important depending on your situation or need. First, you need to consider the timeliness of the information or its currency. When was the information published or posted? Has it been revised or updated? Not all topics require current information, but this is especially important in inclusive education. Our understanding and conceptualization of different disabilities has changed over the years, so it is important to obtain up-to-date information. You will likely come across references to the DSM or Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. This is often referred to as the Psychologist's Bible, as it contains the diagnostic criteria for almost all exceptionalities. The DSM-5, published in 2013, is the most recent edition. If a source only mentions an earlier edition, it is not current. The second thing to consider is relevance, although you will likely look for this first. Does the information relate to your topic or answer your question? The top 10 list is not a collection of teaching tips. Its purpose is to explain the exceptionality and its effect on student behavior. You could include teaching suggestions if they are relevant to your point, but they should not be the sole focus. Who is the intended audience? Information for parents may not be relevant to teachers. Is the information at an appropriate level, not too elementary or advanced for your needs? Authority is the next criterion. Who is the author, creator, sponsor? Is the author qualified to write on the topic? A blog by a person with an exceptionality would provide a limited perspective, but it would likely be more reliable than an article by a freelance writer. Obviously, the truthfulness and correctness of the information is very important. Where does the information come from? Is the information supported by evidence? Has the information been reviewed or refereed? Can you verify some of the information in another source, or from personal knowledge? Finally, what is the purpose of the information? Is it to inform, teach, sell, entertain, or persuade? Do the author/sponsors make their intentions or purpose clear? It's not unusual for a website or even a book to appear to be informative when its real purpose is to sell you a product. Although these sites are identified as an advertisement, this only means that they pay to have their sites listed at the top of the results. Is the information fact, opinion, or propaganda? Does the point of view appear objective and impartial? Does the language or tone seem unbiased? Sometimes it is helpful to know who the author or sponsor is. There used to be a website, ADHD Canada, which appeared to be a reliable source, but it wasn't clear who was responsible for the site. There was no about page, just this logo at the bottom of the home page and a copyright by Eli Lilly. The name seemed familiar, so I Googled it to learn more. As some of you may know, Eli Lilly is a pharmaceutical company. No one should be surprised if a website about ADHD sponsored by a pharmaceutical company stressed that medication was the best treatment option. They have every right to be biased and no obligation to tell you, so it's up to you to figure this out. As you likely have realized, these criteria create an acronym, and this is known as the CRAAP Test. It was developed by Sarah Blakesley and her team of librarians at California State University, Chico. She wanted to give students an easier way to determine what sources are credible, and after much thought, came up with the acronym, which is a useful mnemonic. You could also share this with your students, and if you are concerned that the acronym may be inappropriate. A previous student suggested that the letters could be rearranged to CARP, since you want to find out if a source is fishy. Good luck with your research.